Welcome to the AHCA NCAL National Quality Award Program Examiner Training Series. My name is Tim Case. I'll be your moderator for the series. Before we begin today's session on new examiner introduction and orientation, let's take a look at the sequence of sessions in the series. Our series begins with today's new examiner introduction and orientation session. The next session in the series provides an orientation to the review protocol. This session includes two embedded mini-sessions. The first provides instruction on evaluating process items. The second, instruction on evaluating results items. Both of these mini-sessions are provided by the Baldrige Performance Excellence Program. Our next session provides guidance on feedback writing. This session also includes an embedded mini-session, this one on the elements of a well-written feedback comment. The session on feedback writing is followed by a session which will orient examiners to AHCA's SharePoint software and website. Examiners will learn how to use SharePoint to access the applications assigned to their team, as well as necessary manuals, tools, and forms. The series ends with a training conclusion session that provides examiners with information on conditions of involvement and our Examiner Code of Ethical Standards. All right, let's move now to our first session, New Examiner Introduction and Orientation. We provide an examiner's manual as a companion piece to the training series. It is vital that you have a printed hard copy of this manual for each of the sessions. If you have not already received the manual via email from AHCA, you can download a copy from the Quality Awards section of the ahcaNCAL.org website. Let's take a look at your manual's table of contents. In this session, we'll consider the overview of the Quality Award Program, which begins on page 2, and the bronze, silver, and gold review processes, with particular focus on the silver process, which begins on page 5. Let's begin with the overview, located on the next page of your manual. The following are key dates in the program's history. In 1996, the first year of the Quality Award Program, 16 Step 1 applications were submitted. The following year, in 1997, the first year of the Step 2 Quality Award, 6 Step 2 applications were submitted. In 1998, the first year of the Step 3 Quality Awards, 2 Step 3 applications were submitted. In 2004, the first Step 3 Quality Award recipients were announced. In 2006, the AHCA Board of Governors established the Quality Award Board of Overseers. In 2008, the program name was changed from the AHCA NCAL Quality Award to the AHCA NCAL National Quality Award. In 2009, the award level names were changed from Step 1, 2, and 3 to the Bronze Commitment to Quality, Silver Achievement in Quality, and Gold Excellence in Quality Awards. The mission of the AHCA NCAL Quality Award Program is to promote and support the application of continuous quality improvement in AHCA NCAL member organizations. Many facilities have experienced significant gains in clinical quality, stakeholder satisfaction, employee retention and development, as well as financial benefits as a result of applying the elements of CQI that are intrinsic to the award criteria. The vision of the program is to be our members' quality pathway of choice for quality improvement resources and recognition. In addition to the criteria and feedback reports, the program provides self-assessment tools that allow evaluation of facilities' systems maturity and also identifies best practices for the long-term care profession. The program is also our profession's most highly visible recognition of quality. The AHCA NCAL National Quality Award Program is based in part on the Baldrige Performance Excellence Program, the U.S. government's highest recognition of organizational excellence. As stewards of the Baldrige criteria, we seek to embody the Baldrige values within our organization and encourage those values within our member organizations. In addition, we strive to reflect the values of fairness, agility, responsiveness, transparency, and compassion in everything we do. At all levels of application, the criteria stress the following core values: leadership, fast response, a results orientation, partnership development, database decision making, a long-range view of the future, resident-focused quality and value, community health and public responsibility, employee staff participation and development, and finally, continuous improvement and organizational learning. A key element of the Baldrige Performance Excellence Program that is used in our program is the Baldrige criteria itself. Let's take a minute for a brief overview of the criteria, specifically 2 basic goals of the criteria and 6 key characteristics. The first basic goal: to project key requirements for delivering ever-improving value to patients and other customers, contributing to improved health care quality. In other words, what is necessary for a facility to consistently and systematically improve. The second goal: to improve overall effectiveness, use of resources, and capabilities of the delivering organization or facility. This goal speaks to maximizing value within the particular environment, regulatory requirements, strategic position, and local market in which the facility operates. Now, 6 key characteristics. The criteria are a projection of clear values. We mentioned those previously. Secondly, a comprehensive checklist of elements a good system should contain. This links directly with our first basic goal that we just covered. Next, a basis for improving systems. Expectations for cycles of organizational learning are built into the criteria. The criteria, however, are not a mandate for any prescribed technique or practice or system. The demands of the criteria are ultimately focused on results. The approach or how a facility achieves those results is largely up to them. The criteria are also not an expectation of conformance. The Baldrige criteria was designed to be applicable across all types of organizations represented by American business. Given the broad types of services offered just within the membership of AHCA NCAL, clearly the criteria must recognize vast differences in services, stakeholders, their expectations, operating environments, and general organizational diversity. The bottom line here is that different organizations will respond differently to the criteria. Our final characteristic: that the criteria does not assume that all organizations have the same specific requirements. This links to our previous point, but also recall that requirements are driven by stakeholders, and stakeholders vary hugely across the spectrum of long-term care. While the criteria expects that stakeholder requirements will be identified, there is no expectation that these requirements will be consistent across applications. The Baldrige criteria contains 3 key components: the organizational profile, a statement of core values, concepts, and framework, and finally the 7 categories for performance excellence, the criteria itself. let's crosswalk this Baldrige criteria against the criteria used at the 3 levels of the AHCA NCAL Quality Award Program. The Baldrige criteria's organizational profile serves as the criteria for AHCA NCAL's bronze level of application. The Baldrige basic and overall requirements drawn from the Baldrige healthcare criteria serve as the criteria for the silver level of application within our program. And finally, the full healthcare criteria, including basic, overall, and multiple requirements, serves as the criteria verbatim for our gold level of application. You'll notice on pages 5, 6, and 7 that we provide flow-charted processes for the review process at the bronze, at the silver, and at the gold level. Because the great majority of examiners making their way through these series are senior level examiners who will be reviewing silver level applications, let's focus on page 6, the silver review process. Beginning in the top box of the flowchart, we see that facilities submit their intent to apply form by the designated deadline. They follow up on that by then preparing and electronically submitting their application by the designated deadline. AHCA staff then conducts an eligibility review to determine that applicants are members in good standing of AHCA and NCAL. And then staff randomly assigns applications to the examiner teams and posts those applications to the SharePoint website. Although staff does randomly assign applications, we also are careful to check for any apparent conflicts of interest between examiners and their assigned applications. Examiner teams then access their applications via the Quality Award Library in SharePoint and begin their individual review. Through individual work and a series of conference calls between their team members, examiners complete their preliminary review of each application and prepare feedback comments to bring to the review session. As we gather at the review session, examiner teams then conduct consensus review and complete the draft feedback report and scoring as a team. New this year, rather than recommending applications, each team will submit a score sheet that rank orders the scoring, overall scoring, for each of the applications assigned. They will also submit their completed feedback reports with their strength and OFI comments and key factors identified. A group of team leaders, we call this a TLG, a team leader group, will then consider the applications submitted by your team and the feedback that goes with that. And they will determine a baseline based on the relative rigor of evaluation for your particular team. Each application that is determined to be at or above your team's baseline will then move forward with staff conducting a survey performance check. For any applications that are determined not to be at or above the team baseline, that survey performance check is not necessary because they will not be moving forward as potential silver recipients that year. However, a final feedback report will be prepared by editors, and AHCA staff will email that final feedback report to them. For those facilities that are applications that are at or above the baseline, if they pass the survey performance check, then final feedback report is prepared. They are notified that they will be recipients of the silver award during that particular year, and when it's completed, a final feedback report will be emailed to them as well. Having been oriented to the silver review process, you'll probably be able to make pretty good sense of the flowcharts at the bronze and at the gold level. Two important distinctions to note, however, in the gold review process, as this is a more rigorous review process, is the use of a panel of judges and a site visit protocol. This concludes the new examiner introduction and orientation session. Your next session will be an orientation to the review protocol. Thanks for your time, and good day.